YouTube, welcome back to Tamar's Tarot and Oracle channel. I thought that I would bring my laptop outside. I don't know what this is going to turn out like, audio-wise and video-wise. So we'll just have to take a gamble and see. I'll have to redo it if need be. But I thought I would share with you a deck that I have in my collection. Sorry about the noise. My neighbors are trimming their a deck that I have in my collection that I don't really use and I've had for a while, and I was really drawn to at the time of purchase because I do love animals and I really love the way that these particular animals were depicted. Oh God. I have mosquito bites on me, I get allergic reactions, so if I'm swatting away, it's because I'm terrified of being bitten. But of course, if it's a wasp, it's probably not a very clever idea. Anyway, so getting back on track, the deck that I wanted to share with you today is called Messages from Your Animal Spirit Guides Oracle Cards. And they look like this. I hope that turns out okay. So it's a deck by Stephen D. Farmer. It's a 44 card deck and guidebook, and its illustrations are by B. Sturgis, I think. Oh, upside down. So it comes in a really nice, sturdy 2-part box. Oops. On the inside. And the back says, animal spirit guides are spirit helpers in animal form who can provide guidance for questions you have about any aspect of your life. In this deck of 44 oracle cards created by Stephen D. Farmer, you'll find clear and concise messages from each of the spirit animals represented that will offer you sensible advice on whatever question you pose. The enclosed, easy-to-follow guidebook provides detailed instructions to help you immediately give accurate readings for yourself and others, as well as elaborations on the initial message from each animal spirit guide. Okay, so this is a hay house product, and so they have pretty good quality products. They make really good boxes, and I have a couple of their other decks in my collection. The guidebook is quite good. I'm not sure what this is going to turn out like because of the sun and just shadows and reflections and glares and that kind of thing. It is, oh, there's an area in the back to make notes. 139 pages, including about the author. So that's what the author looks like, Stephen D. Farmer. And it gives you, yeah, just a bit of a rundown on, what an oracle deck is, and preparing for a new deck of cards, and storing your cards, and getting ready for a reading, just your garden variety. And then here comes the general meanings of the cards. So see, he has about a page and 2 pages roughly dedicated to each spirit animal. And what I thought was sort of auspicious or serendipitous of this deck was that it has one of my favorite, or even my favorite animal ever in it, and I was quite pleasantly surprised when I came across it, and that is the platypus. The platypus has just always been, I just think the platypus is awesome. I love how it's, a mammal, and it's also a bird, well, not a bird, but like it has webbed feet like a duck and a bill like a duck, and it lives on land and in the water, and it kind of just gets the best of both worlds, and they're so long and cute and not funny looking, but comical looking. Like I don't know, I find them really appealing and adorable. And sea otters and dash hounds. I have a mini dash hound, so I think just those long sausage-like bodies, and I just find them so cute. So I just wanted to show you the card quality is really good. I don't even know what kind of finish this is. They're kind of grooved. I don't think you're going to be able to pick it up on camera. No, I don't think so. But I mean, they have like a texture to it. They're matte, but they're thick, but they're still pretty flexible. It is a little bit challenging to shuffle because of the kind of finish on the cards. Like I said, they have this, it's like a linen kind of finish, but it's different. It has a very rustic feel, very rustic look, which I like as well. I just think it fits the whole theme quite nicely. I do an overhand shuffling. It's not too bad. I mean, you really have to try and separate the cards. What I liked about these images was that they look like stencils, like stamps, which I thought were quite different to photography or painted. Well, I mean, I guess these are painted, but just to other illustrated types of animal decks I've come across. So we'll start with the dog. I hope you can make that out. So the dog says, your loyalty and faithfulness is misplaced by serving too many masters. So you also need to know when to put your foot down and say no, or enough is enough, and not to always try and be such a people pleaser, which I am guilty of, because you cannot please everyone all of the time. And you need to be able to feel good within yourself about what you're doing. And if people are taking advantage and not appreciating what you're doing for them, then you need to make that decision to kind of not cut ties necessarily, but just stop doing as much or stop doing things until you really feel like you're being appreciated for what you do. So the little book goes into more of that. So I'll just read one as an example. And I believe they're in alphabetical order. Dog. Whom do you serve is the question at hand here. When you compromise your personal integrity through misguided attempts to placate others out of fear of their disapproval or to avoid upsetting them, you deny your own inner authority and give away your power. You become their servant and they your masters. You allow this by assuming that another person or organization has greater knowledge, power, or spiritual wisdom than you, and put yourself in a less than position. While others may possess some of these attributes to a greater degree than you do, you can honor them as teachers, not masters. I hope I'm recording. Yes, just that would be really funny. Sorry, where am I? Children may rightly look to their parents for this sort of guidance. However, as they mature, it's appropriate that the leash to their parents' authority stretches and is even eventually severed. The human error is to continue to project this paternal authority onto other people and institutions, and then either subjugate their will or act in opposition to that perceived authority. Over a number of years, you may find yourself attached to the leashes of many masters, leading you to feel fragmented and, to some degree, powerless. Instead, take all of those collars and let spirit be your one true master. Then you will experience true freedom. So, just a little example of one of the cards, and I believe this is very well written. Stephen T. Farmer, PhD, is a shamanic practitioner, ordained minister, and licensed psychotherapist. So he's done some other stuff. Yeah, it's got a bit of a resume there. So I just really like the artwork. But again, I don't really use them, so I might part ways. We'll see. The shark. Trust your instincts to discern the truth of the situation. So being really sharp-minded, really astute, and focused. I kind of look at that as the Ace of Swords, cutting through all the red tape and just getting to the heart of the matter and really discerning truth from fallacy. The oh gosh, I don't know how to say this. It's a Hawaiian owl. Let's see if the book shows me how to pronounce it. It's so embarrassing. Totally watching that. Let me see. It's a beautiful summer's day here in, well, just outside of the city of Toronto. I live in a little suburb, and it's just gorgeous weather. Okay. No. A lot of P ones. Pueo. 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 That's how you say it. Pueo. And it says, your ancestral spirit guides are offering you guidance now, so pay close attention to signs and omens from them. You know, they say that there's no such thing as coincidences, that things happen serendipitously, or, you know, things that occur have meaning and are full of symbolism and signs, and that if you don't know what to look out for, you're going to miss them. And I think we often do, because we're so wrapped up in our own thoughts and so absorbed in our, sorry, I just got the chipmunks and things going on around me. I'm just waiting for one to fall on my head. And what was I saying? Yeah, so it's really to sort of step outside yourself. And I kind of look at that as the high priestess. Look for secrets within sort of hidden meaning that's all around us. Pueo, Pueo, and that's a really cute name, actually. The Seagull. I read this book called Jonathan Livingston Seagull, and it was named off of Neil Diamond's 1970s album. I guess he did the music for the movie. It was just this really philosophical movie. It was a short film. Well, I read the book, so I haven't actually seen, or did I watch? No, I did watch the film on YouTube. It is available on YouTube. Maybe I'll just link that below. And it basically just talks about a seagull defying all limitations, or all limits rather, and proving to himself that he can do what he knew he was capable of, regardless of how others tried to limit him or put limitations on him and tell him that he can't do that, or he's not supposed to do that, or he's, you know, not allowed to do that. And as human beings, if we don't push the limits in a safe and healthy way and really get ourselves to explore ourselves and think outside the box, then I feel like we're living a very stagnant, very, you know, what am I trying to say? Like, it's just a very small life compared to what is offered to us and what is out there. I mean, there's a whole world out there. So, you know, to believe in yourself, to have self-confidence is so important, and it's so hard because so many of us struggle with that on a daily basis, and it's something to achieve by working at every day, bit by bit. And I just found it to be a very uplifting story, and I will link that below if you are interested. I believe it's a short film on YouTube. I saw it a while back, and if my memory serves me correctly, it's not too long, and it's just so well worth the watch. And the book that I bought from Chapters a while ago was just a very quick and easy read, and it just spoke about this seagull's journey and how he just had this incredible tenacity and will and perseverance to keep pushing on. And I just thought that was really quite poetic and beautiful. So the seagull says, now is the time for deep emotional healing. Okay, so to look within ourselves, maybe that could be the Queen of Cups, and help those in pain to heal. It's always important to offer our guidance and our support to those who are in need of it. The world is such an interconnected place that if we can offer at least something to someone else in need, then I feel like we're fulfilling our purpose of being here. And it doesn't have to be anything outrageous, but just to let someone know that you're there for them, especially in time of crisis, I think is so fundamentally important, because us ourselves are going to be in that predicament of, you know, situations where we're going to need someone to turn to, and not everybody is as fortunate to have family or close friends, people like that living so close to them. So to have people just to reach out to, whether it's in person or it's online, there's all these platforms that have been created and are accessible to us that we should definitely take advantage of. The next card is the unicorn. I was trying to think of our minute existence if we don't push ourselves to think outside the box and get out there and do something. I think it's a Japanese proverb. I can't think of who it's by. Is it Japanese or is it Buddhist, or I can't remember, but it's like, do at least one thing that scares you every day. And that's something that I need to work on, most definitely. So the next card is the unicorn. Indulge your creative, imaginative, and magical side through some form of artistic expression. And I think of that as the Page of Cups, most definitely. I mean, who's to say what's real or not? If you can express yourself through an artistic endeavor of some kind and have that feed your soul, then that is also part of our life's purpose. We each have our own purpose of being here, and I feel like that's just one of many aspects of it, and so important to acknowledge and to try and satiate. Walrus is the next one. Remain vigilant about the current situation, pay attention to signs and omens, and let them dictate your choices. So sometimes we're in a bit of a bind and need some sound advice, and sometimes when we're so heavily immersed in that situation, we can't really see the forest for the trees, and we're so involved ourselves that, emotionally we're not able to see things clearly, like I said, and we're looking at things through rose-colored glasses. So we need to sort of step outside ourselves or approach someone who has a more logical and rational outlook or mindset, who is not biased, or who is rather more objective rather than subjective. The grouse. I guess it's like a quail or some kind of bird. Express yourself through rhythm and movement by drumming and dancing. Well, I mean, I don't know too much about the chakras and that, but I know that when you get your body moving and it's just all this energy just surges through you, and it's like you're recharging your own energy, and it's so healthy for all those parts, women who want to conceive and to get your chakras aligned and in a good positive way. I'm not really doing this any justice right now. I'm just sort of, but it's so important to always move and keep our bodies flowing and going, and that's how we receive and how we're able to better give. The blue heron. Make a stand for what you believe in and do what feels right in spite of any judgment or disapproval from others. So sometimes we are alone because we don't have that initial support, and we start to question ourselves and second guess ourselves and wonder if what we're doing and how we're going about things and the way we think is right, or is it wrong because everybody says it is. And society has conditioned us in so many ways that it's hard to not question your countenance and to have that self-doubt and that self-deprecating kind of like anguish of, oh my gosh, like, what do I do now? People just on YouTube have reached out because they've separated themselves from their ultra-religious past, and now they've come away from that, and they've sort of, in a sense, segregated themselves because everyone around them that they've always ever known has been that way. And so now that they have finally embraced their truth, and they want to be free of that because it's binding them to a false reality that is one that they do not believe in, and that makes them feel like they're living a lie. And whether it's about faith or sexuality or anything like that, it's so hard to stand firm and come forward and say, look, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I believe in. And I really admire people who have the courage to do that. And even if they're terrified and they're doing it anyway, just the fact that they're doing that is just the first step to realizing who they are and their true potential. And what's sad is that their loved ones are not always going to be so embracing of that. And that's what's sad, because family is so important, but at the end of the day, if you're doing what you're doing for your higher good, and this is what you need to do in order to be as truthful and as authentic to yourself as you possibly can, then you have to just have faith that you're doing the right thing. And when people closest to you are resistant to that, you just need to give them space and time, and they will come around. They will come around because they love you. And even if they don't agree with it and they don't fully comprehend or at all understand or anything like that, they love you as an individual, and so they will come around and they will embrace you and one day accept you for how you are and who you are. And that may take time, but I truly do believe in my heart that, whether you're in a relationship with someone that no one approves of, or you come out with saying that this is me and this is my sexuality, or I'm no longer going to be religious or part of that religious community because I'm more of a spiritual being, or whatever it is, it's important to just believe in yourself, because you wouldn't have made that stand if you didn't feel strongly enough. And it comes a point in your life when we have one life to live, and we can't just live that life in fear, for fear of what others are going to think of us. And so take that and make it into a new beginning, and so you can live the rest of your life out in a way that is more honest to who you are. So that is blue heron. Snow leopard. Take some time out of your usual life and spend it in solitude. So that's for sure the hermit. I do it often. I need to. I find being around people makes me super anxious. I do get social anxiety. I'm pretty good at keeping it like nobody would really know if I didn't tell them. But yeah, it's definitely it's a challenge, and it's I work on it. I'm always working on it. I have to push myself. You still have to push yourself to get out there. You have to have that balance. It's not healthy either way. Like, some people just relish in it and they live for being social and being around people constantly. And I think that's also unhealthy, because you need to also know who you are. Otherwise, one day when there isn't anyone around for whatever reason, you're going to be like freaked out. And what do I do next? So you need to find that comfortable level that you can come to terms with in a way that works for you. Cardinal, they say if you see these little guys that a loved one is around. And so sometimes they fly around to my backyard. I have a friend who has a cardinal who lives in her backyard, which is really special. The polarities of your spiritual pursuits and physical pleasures are out of balance. So do whatever is necessary to bring them back into equilibrium. So that's finding that balance of what works for you, of coming away from things and being a part of things, and admitting, at least to yourself first, who you are and what you want out of life, and trying to find people, like-minded people that share your views or have been through what you're going through, people to have that sort of create that support system that is so essential to become strong again, to become whole again, especially if your situation has worn you down or is wearing you down and is taking a toll. Peacock, let yourself stand out and be noticed. Sorry, I'm like fidgeting like crazy because things are crawling all around me. Sorry, let yourself stand out and be okay. So yeah, the peacock is quite a flamboyant little like show off, just yeah, they're beautiful peacocks, very spiritual. I don't think I'm going to show you and read you every single card because it's going to take a long time. So I'm just gonna let compassion and forgiveness be your top priority in this situation, the honeybee. I hold on to anger and resentment, so that is something that I need to work on. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you accept what the person's done necessarily, like you don't respect what they've done, but you are willing to forgive them for your own self and move on, because it does eat away at you. Negativity, negative thoughts, negative feelings. It's detrimental to your soul. Okay, let me just show you my platypus that made me know that this deck was meant for me. Oh, zebra. I love zebras. Let go of your fear and know that you are safe and protected at all times. Be who you are. Be who you were born to be. You can't disallow yourself from being you. And you know deep down who that is. So you just need to embrace it and just go for it. And pardon my French, but fuck everyone else for, saying otherwise. It's my first time swearing on YouTube. Okay. Oh, the tortoise. You're too fragmented to do whatever it takes to get grounded. So you need to kind of find that inner voice to kind of get you back to where you need to be. Okay, so I don't want to too much deeper. Where's the platypus? I totally just, oh, there it is. It's my favorite animal. Aren't they cute? Super, super adorable. And this one says, stop complaining and focus your attention on the blessings in your life. So those who know me know I'm a complainer. It's annoying, yes. I do complain. When it's too hot, I complain it's too hot. When it's too cold, I complain it's too cold. When I'm hangry, I complain that I'm just gonna punch somebody out until I eat. And when I'm overtired, it's bad, and I know that. So that's, yeah. So that is the messages from your animal spirit guides from Stephen D. Farmer. I don't think I use this deck enough to necessarily hold on to it, but we'll see. I have yet to make a trade. I've sold a few decks of mine. I'm trying to clean them out, or rather clear them, just to create more space for more decks to come to me. I've ordered a few, and I'm waiting for them to arrive. So this week, next, and even into August, I have one on for September pre-order, or the date hasn't yet been released. I don't know, maybe it has. It's the Everyday Tarot by Bridget Biddy Tarot. She made her own mini-sized deck. I love them. They're in gold and purple and white, and they're just really modern and simplistic and pretty. And so that should be coming in September. And just a few decks that I will make videos as I acquire them. Oh, there's a cat in my yard. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Happy Sunday, and I will see everybody very soon. This is Tamara's Tarot and Oracle signing off. Take care, everyone. Bye.